Welcome to the video on income tax. This is part of the personal finance module for Core Maths, and it follows on from the payslips video. Now, when we did the payslips video, income tax was one of the deductions that came off your salary. Okay, so we're going to have a look at the government website to start off with to see what income tax is all about. So an overview: income tax is the tax you pay on your income. Nice and simple, but not all incomes do you have to pay income tax on. So what are the things that you have to pay income tax on? Well, anything that you earn through employment is an income tax. Any incomes that you get from being self-employed, so services that you sell, e.g. through a website or through an app, pay income tax on that. You pay income tax on benefits that you receive. You also pay it on any grants that you get. So, for example, self-employment income support scheme. Most pensions you would have to pay an income tax on. You pay if you receive income through renting out a property or renting out part of your home above a certain limit. Same for benefits you get from your job or income from a trust, and on interest on any savings, any income that you get through savings, okay, above a certain amount. What things you don't pay income tax on? So the first £1,000 of self-employment. Same for the first £1,000 you earn through rent. Anything that's tax exempt. So, for example, you can get certain savings accounts called ISA accounts, which are tax exempt. Dividends through your company, dividends through shares, so up to a certain amount. Okay, so you don't have to pay tax on that. Some state benefits, you don't pay tax on winnings from National Lottery or from premium bonds, and you don't have to pay tax if you have lodged below a certain limit of below a certain rent amount. Right, talked a bit about personal allowance already. How much income tax do you have to pay? It depends on your personal allowance, how much above your personal allowance, and what tax band your income falls within. Okay, some income is tax-free. The current tax year goes from the 6th of April to the 5th of April. So the next one will start again on the 6th of April 2021. Personal allowance. So personal allowance is an amount that you don't have to pay tax on. So at the moment it's 12,500. That's gone up over the last 10 years from it was below 10,000. Tax rates. So depending on how much you earn, you'll have to pay different rates of tax. So you can see down here, as I've just discussed, up to £12,500, you don't pay any tax. You have a basic rate of pay, so between 12,500 and 50,000, you pay 20%. Higher rate of tax is 50,000 up to 150,000. That you have to pay 40%. And then above that, you have to pay 45%. Also note that over 125,000, you don't get a personal allowance. Right, so we're going to exemplify that with some examples. You just switch onto my webcam. There we go. Right, so example number one is Andrew. He earns £12,000. What is his total income tax? Well, £12,000 is underneath 12,500. It's underneath your personal allowance. So this is a really simple question because Andrew pays 0% tax. So his total income tax would be £0. But obviously that's because £12,000 as a salary isn't very much. Okay, going on to the next one. Example number 2 is Sophia. So Sophia earns a taxable income of £27,000. What is her monthly income tax? Okay, so first of all, Sophia still gets a personal allowance. So from £12,500 down to 0, she pays 0%. Okay, so that's £0. The rest of her salary, she has to pay, it falls within the basic rate. So from £27,000 down to 12,500, so that's £14,500, she has to pay 20%. So we're going to times that by 0.2. So that £14,000, 14,500 is the taxable income, and 20% of that is 2,900. Okay, that is total tax that Sophia will pay. However, we're looking for the monthly tax. So monthly, £241 and rounded to 67 pence. And that's your answer. Right, moving on. So if you want to stop and pause these and go and have a go at some of the questions that I'm going to give you after, feel free to do so. Okay, but moving on to example 3 now. So example 3 is Leonard. He earns £65,000, and again we want the monthly amount of income tax. Okay, so now £65,000 falls within the higher rate of tax. Okay, but Leonard, he still gets a personal allowance from 12,500 down to 0. So that would be 0%, £0. He will pay basic rate of tax between 12,500 and 50,000. So basic rate 0.2. So that's 37,500 that he pays 20% on. £7,500. You'll then pay the higher rate on the rest. £65,000. Sorry about the mistake there. So that amount there, 40% is times by 0.4. So it's 15,000 times by 0.4, £6,000. So the total tax and the monthly tax £1,125. That's Leonard. Right, moving on to example number 4. Ava, she earns an incredible £140,000. Okay, now £140,000 still falls within the high rate. So you might be asking, why am I doing a different example that falls within the high rate? Because it would just work exactly the same. However, not quite so. So you noticed on one of those previous slides, you do not get a personal allowance and an income over 125,000. So this time Ava, because she's over 125,000, does not get a personal allowance. So she pays basic pay from 0 up to 50,000. So £50,000 should pay 20%, which would be £10,000. And then higher, 140,000 down to 50,000. Which is obviously 90,000. Pay you 40% on that. £90,000 times by 0.4 is 36,000. So total 36,000 plus 10,000. £6,000, and that's what we're after in this one. Total income tax, £46,000. Quite a lot of tax to pay. However, she's earning a lot of money. That's the point. Okay, then moving on to our final example, Isaac. Isaac earns a taxable income of £200,000. Calculate his monthly income tax. So now Isaac moves over into the additional rate of income tax. Okay, because he's above 125,000, doesn't get a personal allowance. So basic. Now, I'm not going to write it all out again, but it's exactly the same for that first £50,000. So basic, he's paying £10,000. Higher, slightly more, 150,000 minus 50,000, because that is the range of the higher rate of tax, paying 40,000 on it, 40% on it. Write it like that. 40% of £100,000 is £40,000. He then also plays the additional rate. Anything over 150,000, so this is 50,000 over. Mixing up my percentages and decimals there. So that's 22,500. So in total, we need to add these all together. Which would be 72,500. We wanted monthly. £6,041. 67 pence per month as your final answer. Okay, that's it on income tax. Next lesson, we will look at national insurance, student loans, and how to calculate your monthly pay.